No.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach, casting his line. Elias, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, so it's with a Pink Pony Club or something. Yeah, pretty good.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Got a whole gaggle of episodes. If this is your first time, if this is your last time, make sure you give us a good rating, share the episodes, leave a good review. And remember, the next time you run into a probation officer, tell him to listen to our podcast. It'll make his job easier because we like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
How will it make his job easy? What does he do? To make sure you don't jump bail? It's not rocket science.
He'll be in a better mood going into work, and he won't beat people with that little nightstick thingy.
No, he should beat people with nightsticks. Then they won't commit crimes. Well, you see those with the blackjack. They should all have one of those. I want to get a blackjack.
Got a great episode planned for tonight. But before we get into it, Zach, we now return to another episode of Watch, Zach, Drink.
How am I so bad at NFL? How is this possible? The Chiefs got their tits lit in that game. You even want potentially points. Oh, that was a nightmare, that thing. But here we are. So I am drinking for shot number 1 from your boy, Conor McGregor, of all things. Proper number 12, Irish Apple.
Oh, proper 12. Who the
Irish
fuck
Apple.
is this guy? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I have an Irish patient right now. Every time he says something to me and I repeat it back with my Irish accent, he doesn't think I'm making fun of him, but I am a little bit.
It's really weird.
It's Scotch. It's
So is
terrible.
Conor McGregor. And from America, Jim Beam Peach. Look at apples and peaches.
I'm so jealous. You got the fall harvest over there.
This smells delicious.
I'm really glad I didn't lose this bet because Daddy's not feeling great tonight. And
Oh, that's good.
I have a great beer next week is Julia got me for Valentine's Day. It's 7% alcohol, 16 ounces. And I had already teased with Milo the beer I wanted for tonight, which is a nice golf beer. I was like, I can't do it. Like, I'm just not feeling up to it.
So you're not drinking?
Georgia on my mind.
Yeah.
From the Georgia Beer Co. Back 9 golf beer, 4.2% alcohol by volume. I said I teased it in the Milo promo. I was gonna stay with it.
And you know you can have like 30 of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
drinking? From the back of my fridge, because I got so many of these stupid things. From America, Bud Light, Beechwood aged.
No, false.
Buying them.
Not Beechwood aged.
Oh, that's the Budweiser.
That's the Budweiser.
The fuck is aged in this thing? Nothing.
Release the
It's just
Kraken.
just Missouri toilet water. Let's do it.
Blue and True call back
Oh, that'll get you there.
into the
Fly,
Coos
Eagles,
Gate.
fly. I gotta live with this shit now.
Zach, I got a big topic today, or do you want to do a Super Bowl recap first? Dealer's choice.
What recap? Chiefs showed up and that was it. They got crushed.
Yeah, I guess they didn't show up actually.
They got crushed. The score wasn't even as close as the game. The game was terrible.
Any highlights?
Yeah, the old lady commercial where she flashes her tits made me laugh off the couch. I have no idea what the product was, but I think it's just for old people flashing. That and Seal. The Seal was a Seal. I was dying.
I hated it. I thought it was stupid.
Dying.
No, didn't we reference Seal like the week before?
We've referenced Seal many times on this fine program. And by the way, of course it was stupid, but it's Seal. It was funny. What was it? What was the product for that either? I don't have a clue.
I think it was Mountain Dew. I think it was a drink. And only because I heard like on the news, like Seal in a Mountain Dew commercial. The WeatherTech commercial with the old ladies, which I still don't know what that is.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. We have a storm brewing right now. I haven't gone to WeatherTech once. It means nothing to me. I'll never use it.
I have, I believe, WeatherTech floor liners in my car because I had a meltdown at Ramsey Acura and freaked out about a charging port, and that's what made me calm down. A couple of $12 rubber mats made me simmer down. I just wanted to feel like I was winning.
I had two thoughts from the Super Bowl completely unrelated to anything. We're not getting into the seriousness that was the halftime show. Did you see one of those little kids doing the commercial where he was doing that slide thing where he's dancing, and it's called I had to look up it's called the Juby slide glide floating thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like Jewbi?
Jubi is what it is.
Do
you know what I'm talking about? The little dance where they kind of you'll look it up. When flossing got big, I did a quick Google. I was like, oh, I can floss. And once I got that down, I was pretty cool. At least I thought so. Zach,
I'm
you
sure
could
Carson thought you were the tits.
give me 1,000 years. You and I could not do this Juby slide. You got to look it up, or you're just going to go, no chance.
Send me the Juby slide.
And then the other thing, I saw a commercial, I don't remember what it was for, where the guy had one of those medieval ball and chain thingies. When did that stop? When did that stop being used for hand-to-hand combat?
Thursday, noonish. I would absolutely. You show up with that thing. The other guy rethinks a lot of where this fight is going.
Like, it's not what the actual ball and chain is, but the way people describe a ball and chain, wouldn't that be a worse version of a ball and chain?
Yeah, well, the flail is pretty good. You show up to a one-on-one fight with that. If they've got anything other than a gun, they're rethinking that this guy's out of his goddamn mind. So you would do some real work to get that thing.
I'm just doing in my head how did people lose when they had that? Hit from behind? You don't lose.
There's no lose. And by the way, if you're in a fight right now and you've got like a bat or something, and that guy, someone brings that out of the jacket, well, I'm out. I got a meeting in 2 days. I can't be fucked up. You win. I'm done.
I saw that. I was like,
it's not a mace, Ron Katz. A mace is a singular item. It's a flail on a chain. Kicking the dick, sure. Whatever you're working with.
I have nothing more to say about the Super Bowl. As I put in our little promo, Zach, there is 361 days until the next one, so I'm excited. Anyways, something popped up in my daily life that I did reach out to a bunch of people, and you gave me one of the more interesting responses. I was given this lovely "What is the Kingdom of God" pamphlet by one of my patients the other days, where I think she was trying to change me, and I wasn't quite sure what to do about it. So it got me thinking about one interesting thing that happens when you meet a Book of Mormon, when you meet a Jehovah's Witness. Episode 268, calling this one
conversion rate. So I thought they were going to be talking about like my mistake of the conversion rate of Squid Game, but you're asking how many they convert. Like, what's the success rate if you hit 100 people on a train?
Yeah.
Very low.
I'm also now worried you know where the titles of these episodes are.
Listen. There's some one of the guys like Elder and Brother, like Book of Mormon, and they'll hit you on the subway, and it's very much like, you want to go to church on Sunday? You want to go to church on Sunday? Like, come on, man, look at my face. I actively don't want to go to church on Sunday. Like, it's the same guys on Friday who ask, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Indiscriminately to everybody. I say no. Who is and who isn't. Come on, man.
Wait, like, you skipped my question. You now know when we're doing this what the episode title is?
I always do, because it shows you next to the duck.
Okay, I thank you for knowing that. I now will hide that from you in the future.
Yeah, you'll hide it. Nevertheless, I don't think they have a very high conversion. And I wonder if they bet on it. Like, they go out in pairs of two, the Jehovah's Witness people. Hey, bet I get more than, those two. Throw a little money on it, although thou shalt not gamble. Or something.
Yeah, so I looked into it. Their retention rate is piss poor. Because they have
people drop out?
Like a third of the people stay in every year. So they're losing a lot more than they're gaining.
Good.
When they did
You're supposed to fire the bottom 25%.
No, they're firing the 66% is the problem.
Oh, they only keep a third.
Yes.
Those must be closers.
Are you ready for how many people approximately? Now, I don't know the exact percentage, but the Jehovah's Witnesses are bringing in 800 baptisms per day.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I don't know.
Good, though?
I don't even know if these numbers are accurate. I did a quick Goog, and this is what I got.
Goog? I'm not loving that.
I'll workshop it.
Yeah. Well, they asked 10 billion people on the subway, so that's pretty low.
But again, I say the conversion may not be great, low. But I guess I was just going more for like
800 is a lot of people, though. Even if it's a low, it's a lot of people.
So you were the one that responded. Why? Don't let her convert. You said, don't let her convert you. You convert her. Zach, sell me this pen.
For Judaism? Or, because I saw that whole anti-Kanye thing today. So there is merch. He's selling merch, and so is Mila Kunis. By the way, I buy almost anything she wants me to buy. Her and Natalie Portman in the same video, whatever you want, man. Like, what number gets you over to my house?
Black Swan is rated PG-13?
Not the version I saw. Yeah.
How do you convert this lady? She tries to sell you on this. What do you say back to her?
I say back to her, show me your work. Because as Mark Maron says, if you're willing to believe in God, you'll pretty much believe in anything. So someone sold her on this once, so it is possible to sell her again. So after she goes on and on and on, if you're willing to put the time in to be the, change my mind guy, okay, well, here's my version of it. And then you out-argue her until she either kicks you out, probably, or you have a 1 in whatever conversion rate.
So you think it's possible? So you're going with...
They've been indoctrinated once already.
She's susceptible, so it's more likely to happen again.
Correct.
Okay.
You're not going to have a strong showing. If you go 1 for 1, you're in the Hall of Fame.
How would you do it?
But how would I do it?
Yes.
Well, whatever she says, I would probably try to disprove and then throw a little, shtick of my own in there. Well, listen, you think your guy's got powers and magic. My guys went like this and made a sea go that way. My people have been, pretty good at surviving. They'll be here a little while. We're good at money. Jesus saves, Moses invests, stuff like that. So you're also welcome at temple, just like you're welcome at church. We just invoice, a little different, but
wait, Jesus saves, Moses invests.
You've never heard that?
Oh, I thought it was on the spot. Okay.
No, it's a real thing. It's old. So anyway, we, you can find a place where you can be a nice Jewish boy. You might be a doctor. Or you can go to your place and get like maybe a real doctor, not you in a cap shirt. Or you can get some farmer at the church. There's a lot going on here. We don't have to do the kneeling, but we do stand a lot. It's pretty grueling. I would find holes in her argument and fill them.
Okay, so you have no pitch. You're a counterfighter.
Yeah, completely.
All right.
Yeah.
I wish I could do anything other than take this pamphlet, but being professional, they give it to me. I go, oh, thank you very much. And when I have to see her tomorrow, maybe I'm going to say, oh, I forgot to get to it. I'll get to it till next time. And then eventually it just runs out until I don't do it. But it's a tough sell, dude.
Yeah. Well, if you go 1 for 1, you have to work on it. I mean, no one converts their first person. It's not possible. It's like the jump in the Matrix. It's never going to happen the first time.
How many minutes of the Matrix do you think I've ever seen?
I don't know, none. I've seen all of them.
First 10. I don't care.
Well, the first, the 3 one. I didn't see the new one.
Feeling quirky? Get jerky.
Well, I don't have anything close to zombie spiders, but there's a lot going on with, obviously me and planes, etc. There's a lot of plane stuff. Plane passenger terrified after finding firecracker beneath her seat with fuse fully visible in a Chinese airplane. They do love firecrackers.
But you can't light it. That's the bigger issue. What's she going to use? A magnifying glass like burning ants?
I don't know. It's one step before dynamite on there. There's a lot. I would be scared out of my mind if I saw that.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not good. All right. Speaking of sticking with Chinese things for the block, this might have taken place near your house. Massive. Yeah. I also, by the way, something else that's getting me: spills on the highway, where a ton of something goes. Oh man, like the milk spill. Massive spill of chopsticks creates, quote, sticky situation on California highway. Thousands and thousands of chopsticks just fell out of a truck.
Easiest way to clean them up is just light them on fire, right?
No, you have to use other chopsticks, like Miyagi style.
Oh, get out of here to pick them up.
It's the only way to do it. Schools are banning Crocs, claiming they're a safety hazard. Don't schools have better stuff to do?
I was holding off on bringing this up.
You had that one?
No. The other day, somebody near and dear to me was early to work because she had to drop her youngest son off at school early. Why? Oh, he's in a stacking club. Stacking what? Cups.
Milo is stacking cups?
No, my sister and my nephew. They don't
What are they teaching him to be? A cashier or like a stockman?
They don't teach cursive anymore, nor how to tell time. But they have little kids doing stacking. It's a part of gym, but it's a club as well.
So wait, he's not like 1 and learning like shapes. He's like 12, this kid, right?
8.
8. And he's learning how to stack so he can work in the back of a grocery store. Or he's learning commerce from his Uber Eats driving mother. This kid's going to be all right. He's learning the basics. He's going to run some grift scam somewhere. Yeah, there's scared kids are going to twist their ankle. So no Crocs in school. Fuck that noise.
Though, in the Eisenberg house, there hasn't been a B on a report card in years.
Yeah, because you can get an A in stacking. It's ridiculous. It's not rocket science. Zoe could do that at 1, which means she could be in the, 8th grade, 7th grade in the Eisenberg house. Okay, there's more. Giant sturgeon attacks mermaid in shocking video. I don't
Oh,
know
I
how to
saw
pose.
that. Oh, it
Oh,
wasn't
you did
good.
see it.
I did.
What?
It was
Okay,
good.
good. I mean, here it comes. Oh, he goes for it.
I
There's
always
really
wonder
no
though
like.
when
There's
they
really
have
no thing
but,
with it, but that's fantastic.
but when they have people doing this stuff, what really bothers me is you're always like, oh, there's always the most innocent fish ever. That fish went to fuck her up.
Those things don't mess around. Those sturgeons, they're big. Um,
Sure.
just because it's the most expensive thing in the world now. This happened right after our show. Someone stole 100,000 eggs from a Pennsylvania company worth $40,000. This is currency now. This is money heist. It's be egg heist. I
All right.
cannot believe eggs are
You,
that expensive.
you sunk my bronze medal. $100,000 in eggs. Sorry, 100,000 eggs. What is their end game with this? Because all I can end up seeing is
Black
being
market
very.
eggs, like
It's very.
Lufthansa.
Yeah, you just go over to Paulie Walnut's house. He's like, "Hey, we got scrambled eggs for days over here." This guy.
That's where he got them.
How do
Yeah.
you unload that many eggs?
On a spoon, each one.
Realistically, you have that many eggs. You are going to find supermarkets in the area because the Lufthansa heist, they were stealing money, right? Like it's just
Yeah,
it's
money
easy
and
enough
goods.
that you needed to bring this in and then move merch. It doesn't.
Yeah, and refrigerate it.
Now,
Naked yoga instructor reveals best nude poses to do with partner for improved intimacy and stress release. They all look impossible. And so the best one that I saw was the twin tree pose. Yeah, like we're going to do that. And the child's pose assist. I want to be the one on top. That looks awful.
I'd rather have the second assist from the hockey guy. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
All this stuff, this is where we just culturally are like, that looks like a lot of work, guy.
Too much work. I'd rather be unfulfilled and stressed. I'm a model.
Wait, hold on. It's the truth, though. When I've been to Spencer's, you crack open one of those books, 365 days for your. I'm looking at them like, this is, you can rip out 300 of them, just like, not happening. I don't bend that way, but
I don't do any of that stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of favorite positions, I saw there was a clip where not Hoda, sorry. Who's the chick was being interviewed on Call Her Daddy? She was
Call Me Daddy thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And Gail somebody, King.
Right. Gail King asked Alex Cooper what her favorite position was because she turned the questions around on her. And I wrote as a comment, like, the position of printing money because that's all this girl does.
Yeah. She didn't answer, wimp.
Good for you for saying
I'm
that.
a model. Any man who wants to marry me should pay husband tax to maintain my hot body. Now, she's got a hot body, but it's a depreciating asset. Even with tax, it's going to start sagging. So if she's going to charge you more incrementally as this thing goes, you're better off just finding a new young woman every year.
What's boobflation?
They always say the same. What?
Boobflation.
Boobflation? Maybe. I mean, she's hot. Not sure she's worth paying tax for. So the same thing, like, okay, well, shouldn't you pay me golf tax so that I get better at golf or at least stay the same skill level? I could flip the script on her as well.
Converter.
I might. So there's been a lot of plane crashes recently, and people do die. So with all sensitivity, one happened the other day where one person died. Dramatic video shows Vince Neil's jet plane parked, being crashed into by some other pilot, injuring the rocker's girlfriend. Great. Somebody did die in this thing on the other plane.
Don't do it.
How the hell does Vince Neil have a plane?
100% was my take on this.
How the hell does Vince Neil have his own plane? And he's just got a girlfriend sitting in there. He's not even nowhere to be found. She gets access to his plane. That sounds pretty good. Now, he is like 350 pounds. But
is he a big boy now?
Still, he has what? He's enormous.
Is he?
No, he's shredded in 84.
You know who's not enormous that I saw was on Bourbon Street doing the Radio Row? Vince Wilfork is half the man that he used to be. Still a big boy, but way
Vince Neil
smaller.
found it, but still, like, I saw all of this,
again,
and with all tragedy, he has a plane.
Same thing. My take from that was, I can't believe this guy still has money, and he's not performing at the one-hit wonders festivals.
Oh, I saw him play with Motley Crue and Poison. They were great.
Oh, I would go once, but
they were great. I don't know which one of these wins, But I know which one you're going to laugh at more. So here we go. Number 2. Blind man gets concealed carry permit, calls for common sense gun laws. In Indianapolis, a blind man in Indiana is calling for common sense laws after he was allowed to get a concealed carry permit. Blind with a gun. This is just insane. God bless America. He's just shooting everywhere.
God. My sister, who doesn't send the best memes out, she sent me one that was laughing. It was a bigger guy, clearly with his arms tucked inside of his shirt, and his shirt said, "Trust me, I'm unarmed." Like, it got me there. Yeah.
Lauren Boebert of jerking you off of Beetlejuice fame.
Oh, wait, I saw who she's with. Kid Rock.
Spotted getting into a cab with Kid Rock at 2:30 a.m. The rest of the details almost don't matter. It is the single greatest headline of all time. Like, God bless her.
Well, she is. Yeah, she's still.
Go on.
No, she's starting to enter.
She is all business.
She's entering the Mike Tyson level, they call it, where you can literally start any story and end it, and you're like, yeah, sure, I believe just about anything.
It's amazing. Hey, Lauren Boebert and Kid Rock for the win. Just kid. That made me so happy when I saw that. But isn't she married to the guy she jacked off of Beetlejuice, or she's just now with Kid Rock? They're dating.
I have no idea.
It's all good.
Her star is so high up there, it doesn't really matter.
Oh my God, yeah, it's on top of the Christmas tree. It's just perfect. Go on.
I've been waiting, Zach. You teased it in a text to me. What you watching?
So, we are current on Severance.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Like,
we can talk about it.
No 6 years. You're not wrong.
You're right.
Julie
did that to me. They're like.
So we also started the Extracted show on Fox. It's fine. It's like Survivor, but you get to torture your loved ones. It's weird. Oh yeah, that's not what we're watching. I don't know how I missed this show. I don't know. It's over, so I'm late to the game. Party Down is about the funniest show I've ever seen. We laugh our asses off, at least fall off the couch once an episode. They're 25 minutes, go. Everyone shows up outside of the ensemble cast. It's got Mark S. from Severance. It's got Jane Lynch. It's got
they rebooted this, I think.
Apparently they did, but there's 2 real seasons.
The old
one. Dude, I've never seen this. Lizzie Kaplan, who, Jewish brown hair, whatever you say. Wow. I mean, like, I sort of forgot how like smoking hot Jewess she is.
Dark hair, dark eyes is the line.
Whatever it is. Nevertheless, she's terrific. They're all so miserable. Ken Marino can do no wrong with me. I mean, anyone in the state, you got me. And the guest stars are top notch. We're about 6 in. We just saw the guy from, Spider-Man and the drumming movie and the farmer's insurance ads. He's got a name.
Okay.
Whatever. He was amazing in it. That's the guy. Incredible in his episode. Have you ever seen the show? A minute of it?
I've never seen a minute of it. I've passed up on it, and maybe I need to get to it. Okay,
it's a must. It's a must. Now, I haven't studied any more of Shoresy because I just can't get back into it, but I will. What I need like a 2-day stretch where Janet and Zoe are out of the house. Because for me, I'm going to be able to watch. Fine. For me, there it is. I'm going to be able to, you said 2 at a time. I think I could do 8 or 9, but I need the house to myself to start at 8 o'clock in the evening. I just need a gap.
Okay.
So I'll get back into that. But Party Down, Julia will like it too, I think. Jenna is cackling. It's the one show we've watched in the last 20 years that she's eyes open, not falling asleep midway through the first episode. She is riveted and crying, laughing with me. Party Down.
There are more pictures of Bigfoot than there are scenes where Julia laughs at. Out loud. She does. She's like a that's funny type of person. She's not a big laugher.
Okay, fine. There's a scene in episode 1 and 3 that if she's not crying, maybe annulment. Has it been a year?
Well, we didn't get married by a real rabbi, so.
No, you did not. It was a whole thing with, I'll do a sham divorce. That works. You have a party for that too. You go to Mexico.
I saw 2 things that I wanted to bring up. The first one is really quick and easy. We tried last night to start Night Agent 2 or Season 2, if you want to call it. Okay, ready for the whole synopsis? Government conspiracy with an unkillable agent. The whole season.
That's every 80s movie.
Nah, I can't. It's not an 80s movie. It's 2025.
Yeah, but they have an Arab subplot. It's not needed, but it's Arab, so it's good.
Nah, don't care. I literally it's like 10 minutes
skip
in.
it. The hell with it. Party down.
I'll get to that. And then the other one I want to bring up a couple weeks ago, which I forgot, but he did sing the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, that Jean-Baptiste. He is in the new Saturday Night movie, which is the 2-hour thing about the first episode of Saturday Night Live. When I know somebody who started watching it and they were like, it's not great. I was like, you're stupid. It's not terrible because there's so many. Oh, I didn't know Billy Crystal was almost on the first episode. I didn't know George Carlin was the host. It's good enough. There's a lot of like liberties clearly that they take with the story, but it's such ridiculousness. And there's a million people. I'm going to ruin one thing for you. The fact that they have Cousin Greg playing 2 parts in the movie, I don't get it. I literally don't get why he's Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson. That made no sense to me.
Andy Kaufman.
Oh, he kills it as Andy Kaufman. But the whole time you're going like, oh, is Andy Kaufman also doing a Muppets thing? But it's also Jim Henson. Real quick, Zach, Jim Henson, what college did he go to? I can't quite remember.
Iona.
But
whatever.
The weird thing about Saturday Night is half the characters sound like the actors. The other half of them look like the actors, but none of them are really look and sound like the guy. Maybe the Aykroyd guy, kind of.
I don't know. Speaking of Aykroyd, they've got Blues Brothers and the rewatchables right now. I'm on the train cackling like, out loud as they're doing this thing. Orange whip, 3 orange whips. I love the Blues Brothers. We got both kinds, country and western.
I don't think I'm going to
Ron Katz gets it. Hell with you.
I don't think I'm going to make you cackle with my Hippanonymous, but I did have to put this on record.
Shall we be watching anything else? Are there any other shows cooking, or what are we doing here?
Nothing. We literally last night were like,
you started the single Oscar movie because I've heard they're rough.
Yeah, so we started, and so far nothing good.
I'm not happy with any game.
I wanted to get a story with one of my patients on record the day before I forget about it, but I have this guy that I'm working with, really nice guy, have a great time. He wears an oxygen nasal cannula because obviously he has some deficiencies as pulmonary in his cardio. Right. His lungs don't work so great, so he wears oxygen. So as we're walking in his home, I'm more or less just managing the oxygen line because he's doing a great job. And as we hit a turn, it gets caught on something. So he grabs the line and does like one of those, like, when you're caught on something and you need to just get it loose. Guy punched me square in the nuts, like cracked me and I'm like, he goes, did I get you? And I'm seeing stars. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And you hear his wife from the other room. She's like, honey, is everything okay? He goes, yeah, I'm okay. He's not. Dude, I was like, you gotta be kidding
me. Did he tip you?
It was actually more of like he got me good. If it was more of a flick, it probably would have hurt less. But this guy, he just did like this, like, and I was like, I've been doing this for 16 years. I've never even come close. Killed me. It got me so good. I was like, wow, can't believe that.
Did cross your mind, hit him back?
Nah, he's a nice guy.
Doesn't matter. That's great.
Pishadoo of the week. I got 9 candidates, but some of them are 2-parters, so stick with me. I got 10 candidates. Some of them are 2-parters. Stick through with me. First one, there was a big golf tournament this past weekend. I think it was Waste Management.
It was.
So somebody hits a hole-in-one, and everybody threw all the trash down. It was like the Detroit Red Wings 1999.
Have you never seen this tournament?
I've never knew that was a thing.
My sister went to it. I don't think she said she saw a single golfer. She got hammered in the parking lot. You're supposed to get trashed to the thing. The good golfers don't go to it. Like, they don't want a deal.
Okay. Is throwing all your crap on the green after something makes a hole? You're supposed to do that. Okay. Yeah. That I didn't know. So I learned, maybe I'm the Pishadoo, but segue to what you're saying. I did see a video of somebody made one of those beer snakes where you just keep putting the cup at the bottom. Is that the coolest thing ever for one person and really stupid for 1,000 other people?
It's not cool for anybody.
Right? Like, what do you do at the end of it? You're on a date the next week, like, hey, so that beer snake thing, that was me holding that, babe.
If it works, coolest girl in the world. If you close because of that, that's a keeper. I'll do your wedding for free.
But it's all like the people around the guy that were kind of cheering him on, they seem like such tryhards. I didn't get it. If
you said to Julia, I was the guy at the beer snake, and she said, take me now. Oh my God, that's the greatest day of your life.
You know who didn't have a great day the other day? QB1 QB1 of the New York Jets, who they made fly to New York just to say, you're fired.
Yeah, it's rough. No, he's got plenty of money.
Are you okay with that they flew him out there? I mean, granted, he was a royal pain in the ass for the last 2 years.
He flew on the Vince Neil plane.
So you're not one of those like, I wish him nothing but the best?
I don't give a fuck about anybody. I hate this whole franchise.
And then piggybacking on that, the UFC the last couple of weeks have had a bunch of heavyweight fighters who have gone out, put on mediocre fights, didn't get knocked out, didn't knock somebody out, and they cut them the next day. Like literally the next day they get cut from the roster. These are the like big fat guys where you're like, that guy's not a good fighter, but could kick both of our asses at the same time. Are you good with them being jobless the day after a fight?
Yeah, it's results. You lose, you're out.
Well, not really.
Cut the bottom 60% like the Mormons.
Mormons in the UFC. That would be something.
Ooh. Mormons versus Jehovah's Witness. Let them kill each other.
I might be the jerk for this next one. Do you remember I made fun of goldfish because they were doing a Chilean sea bass goldfish, and I thought that was really stupid promotional thing?
I don't remember the minute of this, but go on.
They have new Harry Potter butterbeer goldfish coming out in a couple of weeks. Take my money. Where do I get one?
Call me when it's butterbean goldfish. One goldfish in the whole thing, a big fat one.
I saw him on TikTok maybe like 2 weeks ago. I've been meaning to bring it up and it just never makes it to my real list. He's on TikTok. Like, he looks terrible, by the way. He looks like King Kong Bundy, and he's just trying to sell merch. He looks so bad.
Take it. Sell me something.
Yet still.
Sell me this pen, Butterbean.
His following's a lot bigger than ours, so I can't say a lot.
You should get him on the show. He's something to do.
I will send him a message.
He'll come on.
I will send him a message. I 100% will. I swear to you, I will later today.
Amazing. Tell him we're big fans.
You've been on a gelding or two in your day.
I think. I haven't checked the merchandise. I haven't checked the hardware, but sure.
Did you know in Japan, the horses mostly run clockwise at the track and not counterclockwise?
I hate to say this. I actually did.
Oh, you're such a degenerate. Are you serious?
It's not the only place. I think in parts of England they do too, and other places they run clockwise.
Oh, there was like Tokyo and then a town that looked like Niagara, but it wasn't. But this is not flushing the toilet in the southern hemisphere. I could not believe that they run the horses the other way in parts of Japan.
There's other places they do it too.
Okay, I heard this and it was just one of those like, I didn't know I couldn't do that. Okay.
It wouldn't ever cross my mind to set foot on a track and someone say run and me run that way. Would you ever run clockwise? Never.
No, never.
It would be the weirdest moment. I wouldn't.
No.
Never.
This is PT joke is when I go to walk with my patients and we get to an intersection and they're like, should I go that way or that way? I say, well, we can go clockwise or NASCAR. What would you prefer? 25% of the time they go, I don't know what that means. I'm like, just walk. Okay.
I would lose that.
Two-parter. This one's money related. Pay attention. Stopped to get pizza the other day for lunch. I carry cash everywhere now because the 4% service charge kills me at places to use a credit card. I go to a place that they have a really good slice of pizza. It's big, it's meaty. $5 was the pizza's price at least a week ago. I stop in there. Guy goes, that'll come to $5.06. I take out a $5 bill and I do the like, oh, this is all I have. Yeah. He didn't do the like, oh, yeah, it's fine. He stood there and waited for his 6 cents. So then I immediately go to my $20 bill. That guy gave me $14.90. I
love this guy.
I'm never going to this place again. That annoyed me. 6 cents. Get out of here. No, you're like, yeah, absolutely.
I would have taken it out of the charity jar.
$1 a buck.
$1 a buck, yeah.
And
take it out of the St. Jude's jar. They're getting crushed.
Same thing happens at dinner with my parents the other day. They bring us the check. They bring us the check. It's 140 something. I take $200 bills out. Yeah, I like to. My mom's very generous. And of course, they remove.
I've seen.
They remove the credit card fee out of it. The check comes to about 130 something. I give her two $100 bills. The waitress, who was amazing, turns and says, "Do you need change?" And I looked at her in the eye. I laughed at her face. I went, "Oh yeah."
At that point, you say, "Sell me." You want a $70 tip? What have you done to earn that, lady?
This woman was probably one of the best waitresses I've had in a very, very long time.
If she doesn't come back topless, she's not getting $70.
It was a BYOB, which immediately saves you a ton of money.
Bring your own boobs at that point, lady. Come on, let's go.
I said something to my family. They're all like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I said, what you do in this thing is, can I bring you change? And they go, and you go,
You
no.
certainly can.
Can I bring you change? You go, yeah, just whatever. But do you need change? She clearly didn't even look at the cost of anything. She was just doing like, I'm busy, I'm a waitress. But that is
at that point, do you need change? Yeah, like, come on. I do now. I would have said to her.
Zach, I felt bad. I mean, I still left her a 20% tip, maybe even like 23%. She was a great waitress. But
your number?
I laughed in her face. Like I went, what? No, yeah. Oh yeah.
I would have said to her, how often does that work? What's your conversion rate? Call back.
Hey, good one.
Yeah.
Did you see this past week on Wheel of Fortune that they were guessing the letters and it clearly was, the lady says African safari, and they didn't give her credit because of her pronunciation of the word?
That's ridiculous. They let you mispronounce it on Jeopardy.
African safari. We're like, obviously it's safari and whatever.
Seacrest runs a tight ship.
Maybe I'm the idiot for this next one. There is a touching video I saw online. It could be old, where there's a little kid at Disney World and Buzz Lightyear comes up and the kid turns to his mom and starts signing. Buzz Lightyear immediately, there's captions at the bottom, and Buzz Lightyear is now doing the, oh, does he sign? And the mom's like, yes. And Buzz Lightyear, because they're not allowed to talk, but Buzz Lightyear is now talking to this kid via American Sign Language. And like, it really was sweet. The only thought in my head was, this asshole can't get a better job. He's Buzz Lightyear. He speaks sign language.
I thought he'd get fired the next day. He broke the rules. Talking is talking.
You can't talk, but he was like, my name is Buzz, infinity and beyond. Like, it was really sweet. I just can't imagine any of them get paid well enough that he can't get any job as an interpreter.
He's got to be a gargoyle. Just gross. Just terrifying under there.
The egg story you got, silver medalist to the elements. The president of Colombia, who is, I think, now in our Pishadoo for the third time in a row, because he was doing a tariff thing, and then we had the DEA stuff last week. He said, I want to legalize cocaine.
Good.
Good for whom?
I don't know. People who like cocaine. It's good for tourists.
Here's the problem. It's basically legal already in Colombia, and if you legalize it to the world, so it's their export, Big Pharma is going to make cocaine, and that guy will not benefit at all.
Absolutely benefit for a short term. Why do people go to Amsterdam until they legalize it here? But for 50 years, why do people go to Amsterdam? Because pot and other light drugs were legal. You want to go do cocaine and have some good times? You go to Medellin. Have at it, Hoss. Enjoy.
Okay. But the best story.
Tourist trap.
The gold medalist that I saw.
That Lauren Beaufort.
Marcus Jordan, son of Air Jordan, got pulled over the other day. He's 34 years old. His Lamborghini was parked on railroad tracks as the cops go, what are you doing? And first thing you say if you're Marcus Jordan is, do you know who my father is? And they're like, dude, you need to get off of the tracks right now. Well, they realize he's piss drunk. They arrest him. They put him in the car. He then, in the back of the car, says, can you play some holiday music or some shit? Before adding, play some Mariah Carey up in this bitch.
And he's a Pishadoo. Why? He's the man.
So you just break your
hair, Joel. He's so far gone that he's now charming.
So he came back around.
Yeah, he came back fully around. It is so insane that he drunk Michael Jordan's billionaire idiot son parks his Lamborghini on train tracks, gets arrested, and asks for Oliver for Christmas. Chef's kiss. Nailed it. Just out of the park. Which his father couldn't do with the White Sox.
All right. Me not knowing about golf hole in one, you throw all your shit and beer cup snake. Aaron Rodgers, they made Aaron Rodgers fly to New York. They also cut UFC fighters the day after they lose a fight. Still having frozen pieces of steak on their face.
Business.
Harry Potter making a butterbeer goldfish. Japanese horse racing runs clockwise. The fact that you knew that. Mezzaluna pizza place wanted their $5.06. The lady asked for change for a $70 change. African Safari on Wheel of Fortune. Buzz Lightyear knowing sign language, which really was nice. 100,000 eggs that got stolen. How do you move that type of cargo in 3 weeks? I don't know. Colombia president wants cocaine legalized. And Marcus Jordan, all I want for Christmas is Jews.
It's 100% the $70 check on a waitress. She's an animal. If you didn't look, you're not doing your job well. If you did look, the hubris that you think fully clothed, you're getting a $70 tip. No shot. It's not even a table full of Jews.
It was 3.5 Jews.
Who's the half?
My son.
He's not tipping.
Yeah, he did. He ate a bris.
Did he have a bris? No invite?
No, it was at the hospital. Boozer Day.
I could have officiated.
Boozer Day, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this.
We did have fun. We have more than this episode in a long time.
2 major holidays this week. We got pitchers and catchers starting this week. Also Valentine's Day. Which one do you care about more?
President's Day. It's a day off from work. Fuck you two.
We out.
Valentine's